comic is a regular here. He's a really funny dude. We love having him. Everybody, keep it going for Marcus Tyrrell.
Give it up for your host tonight, guys. Little thing you don't know about Rich, he used to deal weed to Colonel Sanders. He is now retired. I think, I don't know. Anyways, I've been reading a lot lately about these Oregon wildfires. It's a really scary thing that's going on. A lot of us here in Eugene are feeling the effects of it. The thing that really interests me though, and the thing that I'm kind of wondering is like, what's happened to Smokey the Bear right now? You know, could you guys imagine like Smokey's just sitting out there, you know, in the park, smoking a cigarette, sees the wildfires. Shit. I gotta go find some campers. I need to ride out of here. Runs down to the campers and he's like, I need a ride. I'll suck your dick. I don't care. I'll do bear stuff. Just get me the fuck out of here. That's basically how I think Smokey the Bear feels right now. I also just recently went to an Olive Garden because I love Olive Garden. While I'm there, I'm family. And I also just hit on a waitress at Olive Garden. She basically looked at me and she says, you know, I care about you like a cousin that doesn't tip. I recently started learning Spanish. I can't afford school, so I go on Netflix and start watching the show Narcos. Apparently right now I know how to sell cocaine and heroin. I also know how to say the word "sí." That's as far as I've gotten. I've gotten about 2 seasons in so far. I also recently started buying condoms at the condom store, or as we all like to call it, a Walmart. Because what guy doesn't like to have holes in their condoms? That's why I go to Walmart. But as I'm walking down the Walmart aisle and the condom aisle, I see the condoms there and they have the ones that say ribbed for her pleasure. I'm the type of guy that likes technical support, so I buy as many boxes as I can. And then I walk down a little bit further and I see the aisle for Magnum condoms. And I think, one day, Marcus, one day we'll get there. That's probably never going to happen unless I get extends. Tic Tacs, guys, Tic Tacs. Anyways, I just recently started buying weed for my dad, which is pretty crazy because I'm 31 and he's 59. I don't know how that worked out. I thought that was going to be like the opposite thing where he bought weed for me. And as I'm going into this store, I look at the guy and I'm like, hey man, I want some weed. And he's like, well, what type of weed do you want? And I'm like, that kind. I have no idea what I'm buying. Closest thing I ever bought to weed, I bought a crack pipe once when I was 18 and I threw it out the window. And if any of you tell anybody, you all know what happened. So anyways, I look at the weed and I'm like, all right, well, let's go with the Berry White. And he looks at me and he's like, are you sure you don't want the Gorilla Glue? And I'm like, nah, man, it's for my dad. I don't want him sticking around. And so the guy was like, okay, well, $20. And I was like, all right. So I give him the $20. And as I'm handing him the money, I go like this. And then I make my hand like this, like I'm making like an O symbol. And the guy like looks at me and he's like, are you trying to jerk me off right now? And I'm like, what? No, I'm not trying to jerk you off. And he's like, all right, because I only sell weed right now. If you want to jerk me off, let's go behind the alley after my shift. I'll be off at 9. My name's Carl. So I made a friend from Carl, and that's also why I have a lazy eye. So I bought my dad the weed, and as I take the weed to him, I get a text from him the next day, and he's like, you bought me the wrong weed. And I was like, what did you want? He was like, the Gorilla Glue. I plan on sticking around a while. I'm like, all right, sure. I also started, as well as buying condoms, I also realized that I'm really bad at foreplay. It takes me about 2 hours because I have to take off my glasses, and without my glasses, I am completely blind. So it's like a 2-hour game of Marco Polo and Twister. Basically, it's just the girl yelling, Marco, and me yelling, Polo, and then that basically going back and forth until I yell, Polo. And then she's like, no, Polo's the guy that's going to guide you from here on out. Welcome to the threesome. You suck at threesomes, I guess. I also started working out. Obviously not regularly, like I should. But I started working out, and the weirdest thing for me when it comes to working out is the person who comes up to you and is like, yeah, man, I just jogged 3 miles. And they don't really give you any backstory behind it. They don't really tell you, well, what was the motivation or anything like that. It's like, I just jogged 3 miles. I want to meet the guy that comes up to me and is like, yeah, man, I just jogged 3 miles. From the cops. Hold my cocaine, I'm going to go jog 3 more. That's the type of guy I want to work out with. Because I feel like that guy would be motivation the whole time. We're running from the police. Run, climb the fence, stash the dough, Anyways. Anyways, you guys, I also just recently started doing job interviews. In October, I'll be unemployed, so I started doing job interviews just recently. And I think it's crazy, like, the conversations that they ask you during the job interview. Like, how do you inspire to work here? How do you plan to make our company better? Have you ever bought drugs? Have you ever committed a crime? Are you on drugs right now? Yes, you're on weed right now. Yes, you've committed a crime. At the end of my KFC interview, after 20 minutes, I seriously thought I bought drugs and committed a crime. And then they made me take a pee test, and I just asked them if I could take the cup home. I'm an honest person. I'll give it to my nephew Kevin, and, you know, maybe he'll have clean pee. I don't know. He's only 8. Who knows? Anyways, you guys, I'm Marcus Tyrrell. Hey, thank you very much.
Everybody keep it going for Marcus Tyrrell.